Hi guys, as you know, we've been doing a lot of earrings lately, and I had it in my mind to do this really pretty rosette stamping that we carry at piecesboutiques.com and make it, you know, into a drop and then put like a waterfall cascade of little beads from the bottom of it, which is not a bad idea, but as you can see here, maybe you can, it came out kind of big, like really big. And that's okay, some people like really big, but I'm thinking, what else can we do with it? Because it's so wonderful, you know, maybe there's a better use. And I discovered there is. The better use would probably be to take that earring and make it into a pretty pendant with a really easy necklace top, just made out of leather cord, and then, you know, have the earring that, you know, has the cascade and stuff from the bottom. So anyway, come on over here and I'm going to show you how I did it. It's really super simple. You have no trouble with it. But before you do, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. We really love to have you do that. It helps us out a lot. And also, if you like the video, if you really do like it, then please put a like for me, because that helps us too. And if you have something kind and friendly to say to me, I wish you'd leave me a comment. That makes my day. It really does. So, having said that, come on over here and I'll show you how to make the Boho Rosette necklace. Okay, my friends, so let me explain this again, what happened. I think in one of my last videos I did before we had our little calamities happen, we had to take a week off. I think I showed you this piece and I told you I was going to make an earring out of it. And by itself, just like this, it's a pretty big earring and it is pretty. You could just make earring like this, okay? But I wanted to dangle these beautiful beads that I had just got. I got some Shambhala beads in from my special supplier, and I wanted to include them. Now, these are not the Shambhala beads you find, or I don't know, I think it's Shambhala, that you find in a craft store, that they have acrylic beads all jammed down into them and they're too big, or stones, and they look chunky and weird. These are itty bitty machine cut glass stones put down in there, and these are elegant. So these are just a little better than all that, and mine aren't expensive either, so that's kind of cool. So we do have them on this site in the bead section if you want to look for them. But anyway, so I want to put them with the stamping. I always love to hang something down behind, so I made it. And I thought, okay, alrighty, I'm liking that. So then, as is my custom, I put it on and I went and looked in the mirror. And I'm like, holy moly, this is big. This is long. And I don't have a long neck, so for me, it kind of looks a little strange. If you are very tall and you have a very long neck, these earrings are going to be the bomb on you. Just go ahead and wear them, make them like this, and wear them, and you're going to have fun. But I'm thinking somebody else might really rather have this for a pendant. So let me show you how to do that. But first of all, you have to see how to hang it, because here's another one. These don't have like a central hole here, and you really can't make one and make it look right. You know, you might punch through and it's so fine and delicate, you could just make it all one great big hole. You don't want to do that. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get 2 8mm jumps. For some reason these doubled up, I don't know why. Oh, here's another one. Okay, so I'm going to put them through and I'll show you exactly where you're going to put them through. So we'll open that up. Okay, and you'll just decide where your center's going to be. So this one is going to be my center, so I'm going to put one through, get a little bit wider opening. I'm going to put this one through this hole here. You'll see when I get it on. And then another thing I'm going to do, I'm going to embellish it a little bit. So I have this tiny little golden rosette that I'm going to thread down over there. Come here, you. All right, and just kind of holds over the hole. I'm going to close it nice and tight. Okay. This is the whole process so that you can make it hang, and also so that you can make something go down the back. Okay, so now the next place is find out where the split is. Sometimes you just have to kind of twist, there it is, twist on it and hope for the best and hope you don't contort your jump. So I'm going to put it in this hole here, right on the other side. So this will be nice and even. I'll show you how I shore it all up. And these be bigger. Okay, and then I'll put another one of these little guys on. Alrighty, so you have that going on. Then you want your top hanger, so flip that back over here. Sometimes those want to fight you a little bit, those little pretty beads, so if they annoy you too much, don't put them on. I just kind of like them. I think it kind of finishes the whole. Okay, so now I'm going to take one of these, and these are braided. So I don't have them on the site yet, but they're coming. I buy these first and try them. Sometimes the companies comp them to me. But I like to buy these first and try them before I put them on the site. So now I've got this one. Okay, this one's going through the middle and it's catching both of these. Hang it. See how it holds that up? So you just be able to go through that to hang it. But now we want something to hang down the back. So now what we need is we need another one. And we'll open it up. And we'll put it through the back to hang. But before I do that, I'm going to take a piece of chain for me to hang stuff from. This chain is about 5 inches long. And as you see, it's Figaro chain. And I have it ending on a long link here. When you cut it off, you want the long links instead of the little ones. And I like to, when I do this, hang it a little bit high-low. So I don't do it right exactly in the middle. Maybe do the one next to it. Come on. Alrighty, so I have it high-low. I might even cut this little bit off. But you don't have to. You know, you just eyeball it. A lot of this is just eyeballing it. Now I'm going to put that through those back two. I'll show you carefully again, because that was kind of fast. In case you kind of don't see what I'm doing. Alright. So now this is going to that. This is the one that hangs at the top. Then I have the two going through the holes, and then I put this one going through both of the two that were the first two I put down with the chain hanging off the back. I don't know if Javi can zoom in on that or not, maybe not, but you could see a little bit closer maybe. There's one here, two here, and one at the top. Okay, how it holds. I'm going to clip this off because I don't like it. I think it's a little too long. Somebody else might like it. It's just my eye, so you do what you think is best. But yeah, maybe you'd go with 4.5 inches instead of 5. But I like the 5. Okay, so now here I am. I'm ready to fix this up so that I can hang it. Okay, so here's what happens next. I am going to see how this hangs here. This could even be a little shorter. You know what? You just make it the way you like it. My eye's telling me I don't like this, so I'm going to shorten it a little bit. But if you really want a more spectacular waterfall drop, you know, you might even want to make it 6 inches. I'm just looking at this and saying, So, anyway, I'm just going to show you a couple anyway, so it doesn't really matter, you know, if I have it long going down or what. So now I want to straighten these out. I hope they're in the frame. They're showing up good, Hubby? Mm-hmm. Okay, so now I'm going to put my jump rings, and I have some little sections already made to hang. And I don't think I need to tell you guys how to do that. I mean, we've done this a lot. You know, it's just the beads on the head pin thing, and you know, just string them on there and wrap the top. So that's what I did one night when I was watching TV.
Did you just use 20 gauge for that, or just a head pin?
These are actually ball-end head pins, and they are very fine. They're more like for using with little semi-precious beads that don't have very big holes, but I went with them anyway. So, I mean, if you have 20 gauge, that's fine, but these are kind of small and delicate, so the little ones might actually be better. If you ever want to try them, I have a great big bag of them, and I don't have them on the site yet, of course. So just holler at me and say, hey, can I try a few of those skinny ball-end head pins that you were talking about in the video with the Boho Rosette? And I'll throw a little sample in your bag. Just ask me. can write to Jordan@bisouboutiques.com and ask him to, hey, Jordan, I put an order in. Your mom said in the video I could have a few of the ball-end head pins that she used in the video. Will you send me some? And he'll say, sure, we will.
Yeah, it's in the description below.
Yeah. So anyway, so I put those there. You could use smaller jumps if you want. But what I do is I look for the long length as I go up. And really, this would be better. This would be far better if I just did like one bead. Come here, you. One bead instead of so many. These would be good for a bib necklace or a little, you know, pretty charmy bracelet or some kind of. For this, maybe singles are better. Sometimes the figure lengths want to fight you too, so I'm going to pull that out. Pull it out, Brenda. There we go. It goes right on then. And you just keep going from side to side. Don't you hate that? Don't you hate that when that happens to you? Because you know what? It happens to everybody. I guarantee you it does. Okay, come back here. We're going to get that straightened out. I'll put it on this side. I got a little bit more. These are like little 4mm jumps, and they are heavy. Because I tend to buy heavier jumps, and these are heavy, and so they're fighting me on this chain, which is not entirely delicate, but it's a little more delicate than it might be. And of course, because I'm doing it here and you're watching me, so now it's going to get all strange on me. Okay, we're through. So now I'll just go ahead and put this one on before it goes and pops off again. It takes us all day and all night. I was telling Javi the other day, I worked on this all since Friday. Since we found out we couldn't do the video again this week, but we were going to do it, you know, on a weekend. So I worked on this constantly trying to get it. Now, what's the best way to do this and tell them how to do it? Okay, now that's hanging from the top. So, all right, this would be what it would look like. So if you wanted, I did use kind of big jumps here. You could hang other little balls from those jumps too if you wanted. But you just keep going up, finding your long length. Hang them however it looks right to you until it makes a nice cascade waterfall type effect. Okay, and then you'll end up with something that looks kind of sort of like this. And this is longer, so I should have probably left it longer, but anyway. And then what I did is because I have so much going on with this, I thought, let's just do a simple cord necklace. That's comfortable too, you know? So it's not quite so dressy. So we're going to do that next. Now you can see, I'm going to put this alongside. I did do an ornament in the middle of this. And what this is from Bisoubo 1928. It's a cast pewter heart charm. And what I did is I just glued it on there with these 6,000 glue. Let it set up. And I didn't even clip the top hole off. I left it there and I set a little flat back in there. You don't have to do that. You can put anything you want there or don't put anything. It's your project. You can make it the way it looks good to you. Okay? So now we're going to do the cord. Now this is how it goes. I've cut off about 20 inches of 2mm turquoise colored cord. Now I threaded this on, put the loop through, and now I'm going to put these guys through the loop. And I'm going to pull up. And okay, it kind of wants to flip over at first. So you think first, this isn't going to work. But then you flip it over and it does. And you've made a sort of a lark's head knot. Okay? Actually, it would probably be better if it was going the other way. But this works too. You could do it either way. This one, I think, no, I did that one the same way, the other way. But anyway, so you got this going on now. But to make this stay and be really stable and good, I like to put one of these tiara cast crimps. These are the bomb. You can get 2 lengths of this stuff through it, but you have to just be careful that you don't get it crossed over it. So here's one, and here's the other, and I'll just show you how this goes and show you how you crimp it. Okay, so I just pull it down over that, and I want to get it nice and straight, and I want to be sure that I haven't crossed one of them over the other. Okay, because that would be, you'd wreck it. You have to take it apart and do it again. So now I have this nice crimp on here, as so. So I want to get this stabilized. So how do I get this crimp to stay? Well, I got to crimp it. So get it in the middle. Take your flat nose, and you just crimp these. They're soft pewters, so they will just go right down. And we'll be sure you get them everything put together and in the middle, because then it will look kind of weird if you don't.
What happens if you crimp too hard?
Well, if you crimp too hard, these are really sturdy, so they're going to hold up. But if you do, what you could do is just like cut them, start cutting on them, you know, with your this. You can cut it off. You just have to be careful. You might wreck the cord, but this cord is not expensive. Just be sure you have backup, that's all. But this came out pretty good. It could have been centered a little bit, but it's not bad. Okay, so now to finish this up, just to show you how this hangs, I'm going to hang this on here. And to make it look good, I might use 2 of these to find the slit in these because they're braided or twisted. It's a little hard sometimes to find out where that is, but it's there. And then you gotta get them shut good and try not to contort the jump. Okay, that's on there. I like the look of 2, so I'm gonna put 2. You do what you want, but that's my way. Sometimes less is more and sometimes more is better. How about that? Sometimes less is more and sometimes more is better. In this case, more is better. Okay, so this is how it's going to look when it's hanging. Okay, so now to finish off the ends is very simple. We've done this in other videos. In fact, this is not the only video where I showed you this kind of a cord to do. What you're going to do is you're going to take, and I'll show you what I did in this one so you can see it. I'm not going to do it on here, but you can readily see what you need to do. And what I've done is I've just bent it back. If you have a crimp that will fit this, I didn't. So if you have a crimp that will fit this, by all means, go ahead and crimp it. If not, you can use 28 gauge wire and you can wrap it. And I think this looks just fine. I like it. So all you do is you would just take the little bit of the end, not too much, because you want to, when you end up with this, you want to end up and still have about 18 inches around the neck, okay? If you don't care if it's shorter, then fine, but myself, I would like it to be 18. So then I would go about to here, and I would start to wrap it. And if you have difficulty in that, you could put a little tiny piece of tape, itty bitty in there, that won't show, and then you could wrap over that to stabilize it. I usually just do it holding it here, because once you get it around a couple of times, you're good to go. You're fine. You don't have to worry about slipping anymore. So you bend that one in, and then this one you would bend in the other way too. Just kind of mirroring each other. And then once you get that done, you'll put your jump through here. You should have about that much maybe. See how I did it? Just about that much. How long is it? Let's measure it and see. Maybe a 1/4 inch, scant 1/4 inch. Okay, of a hole. That's plenty of hole. Then you'll just put your jumps on, put your lobster claw on, and you're good to go. You decide if you want to put an ornament on it. You'll decide how much stuff you want hanging from it. And that's it. You made the necklace. And as you can see, I did most of it here in just this little bit of time that we had together. So, you know, you aren't going to have any trouble with this. This is easy. I think the most time-consuming part of this is making all these little dangles. And normally what I do, as you can see, I have a whole little bowl for them. I sit in front of TV when I'm watching a good show I like. I like to watch the BBC, the different like historical things, like Charles Dickens novels and Jane Austen and that. So I'll sit and watch all that, and I just sit and make a whole bunch of them. Next thing I know, I've got a pile of components ready to go for whenever. So I would suggest you might think of it that way, doing that. And of course, you have to tint your brass. These brass rosettes are on our site, easily found, but you'll have to tint them. I use Lumiere paints to do that. Okay, so we do have them in stock. You can get a set of them, and you'll be all set with that. So, if perchance you decide that you would like to make one of these and you don't want to have to reference everything on the site, although we can do that for you. But if you'd like to just say, you know, I just want to play, and I just want to have this stuff in front of me, then ask me for a kit. We'll try and get one on the site, okay? And with the kit, you would get a rosette, and you would get a piece of chain. You would cut to size. You get some of these jumps. You get one of these rings, this golden ring, which you have on the site, and our satin gold. You'll get a piece of leather cord. I'll give you more than 20 inches, just in case, you know, you got to do it more than once because you bloopered, you know. I'll give you some of these little beads here that you can hook together, and some jumps, and some more jumps, and some head pins, and you'll need a lobster claw clasp, and that's pretty much it. And I will let you decide what you want to put in the middle. I probably won't include that, okay? You can decide if you want something in there or not, okay? So I'll put something together, and it'll probably be like, what did we say that we're going to call the SKU on that?
Boho Rose.
Just Boho Rose. She'll put it on there for you so you can see it, okay? And then it'll be at the website, and you'll be able to find it, okay? So I'll get that ready for you. In case if you want them, I'll have a few there for you. Make it easier for you to do the project. So anyway, thanks a lot for stopping by and letting me show you what happened with that great big old earring. You can have it however you want it, okay? So until next time, thanks so much. It was great being with you. Bye-bye now.